Back in the halcyon days of my youth, I always loved doing challenge runs in Pokemon games, especially ones where I pretended to be a gym leader, playing through the game using a single type team. Since this is the first official Pokemon challenge that I'll be doing for my channel, what better way to start than using my favorite Pokemon, playing through my favorite entry from my favorite generation. Today, I'm going to try to beat FireRed using nothing but a Starmie. Starmie is my all-time favorite for several reasons. I love it aesthetically, it has great typing, a great moveset, and it's actually really strong without being too overpowered. In this generation, legendaries like Mewtwo and Rayquaza have the highest base stat average of 113, with poor Sunkern being the lowest at 30. Starmie sits just above average at around 86, specializing in both special attack and speed, making it a great sweeper, but enough gushing. Before I begin, a couple of ground rules. First, since they make practically any challenge a joke, I won't be allowed to use items in battle. Second, I am allowed to capture HM slaves, but they can't be used during battle in any way. No switching out, and if I get forced out by Roar or Whirlwind, I immediately have to switch back. Third, and this isn't so much a rule as a guideline, whenever possible, I'll purposefully be skipping trainer battles, just so I don't overlevel accidentally. With all of that being said, let's get started. With Starmie being my favorite, I'm just gonna play as myself, naming my character Gamma. My rival will be my one and true enemy, Carbs. I make sure that my starter takes the place of Squirtle, so my rival will take Bulbasaur, adding just a little extra challenge. Being an Evolution Stone Pokemon, Starmie comes equipped with a full moveset by default. Carbs and his poor Bulbasaur don't stand a chance on our first battle, and I swiftly take him out using Swift. Starmie is going to breeze through most of the early game, so I won't spend too much time on it. There's only a single mandatory trainer between Pallet Town and Pewter City, and that's the Bug Trainer in Viridian Forest. He only has a level 9 Weedle though, and it's not much of a threat. Even though I'm only level 6, starting out with Water Gun is a huge advantage against Brock. I one-shot Geodude. Onix actually manages to tank a hit but misses Bind twice in a row, which admittedly is pretty unlucky for Brock, but I honestly don't think it would have made a difference. I make my way through Mount Moon, dodging trainers whenever I can. The mandatory Super Nerd has a Grimer who hits me with Poison Gas, but I can just heal through it with Recover. On my way to Cerulean City, I pass by the move tutors for Mega Punch and Mega Kick, but I can't make use of them since Starmie wasn't blessed with hands or feet. Poor thing. I don't think I'm ready to take on Misty quite yet, so I'm going to cut down Carbs first. Pidgeotto isn't much trouble, but Bulbasaur comes out next, and his combination of Sleep Powder and Vine Whip is more than I can handle. Trying again, I get hit with Sand Attack, which normally would be awful, but I'm only really using Swift for Bulbasaur anyways, and it's a guaranteed hit. After a few attempts, it really seems like Bulbasaur is always going to put me to sleep turn 1, and I'm just not high enough level to deal with that. I fight the two trainers in Misty's gym to hit 15, but even with the extra level, I still can't get past Bulbasaur. I decide to take a crack at Misty instead. Staryu goes down easily enough, but her Starmie is 6 levels above mine, and I don't have much chance of winning. At this point, I'm short on options. I can't backtrack to Mount Moon to fight skipped trainers, so I'm forced to level up using wild Pokemon. Once I'm level 17, I take on Carbs again. I only have 32 HP going into Bulbasaur, but he misses a Poison Powder and a Sleep Powder back to back, which is only a 6% chance. I'll take it. With Bulbasaur out of the way, the rest of the fight is cake. Rattata goes down quick, and once Abra comes out, it's GG. I work my way through the Nugget Bridge battles and pick up a Tract. Funnily enough, Starmie is one of the few Pokemon who can't learn it since it's genderless. After battling my way to Bill's house, I hit level 21, putting Misty's and my Starmie on equal ground. Going into the rematch with Misty, I hit Staryu with a single Swift, which puts it into healing range and causes Misty to waste a Super Potion. When Starmie comes out, we're both doing minimal damage and we both have Recover. Neither one of us can make much headway. However, with both of us in yellow health, I have to take a chance and choose violence instead of healing. Misty tries to match my strategy, but since I'm faster, I take the victory with only 6 HP remaining. Misty hands over Water Pulse, and since it's just a straight upgrade, I erase Water Gun. I make my way over to the SS Anne and prepare my body for another battle with Carbs. This time with an Ivysaur, he's just as annoying as ever, using Sleep Powder instantly. 2 attempts later, Carbs makes a strange choice. He swaps out Pidgeotto, giving me a free hit on Ivysaur. I still get put to sleep, but I'm able to survive 2 Vine Whips and wake up on the last turn before getting knocked out. Pidgeotto comes back out, and I clench hard as I await my quick attack death, but it doesn't come, and I'm able to use Recover. With Pidgeotto down, Raticate stands no chance even after landing a crit Hyper Fang. I use Recover just on the off chance that Kadabra outspeeds me, but it doesn't, and instead it gets taken out with a single Water Pulse. I have successfully made it through a cruise ship ship without succumbing to carbs. I challenge any of you to do the same. After entering an old man's cabin and rubbing his back for a while, I can finally use Cut and face Lieutenant Surge. On my first attempt, Voltorb just barely survives a water pulse, which is actually fine since it baits out a super potion. Pikachu is a one-shot, and I managed to confuse Raichu with my first water pulse. He counters with a Thunder Wave and uses a full heal to cure confusion. My second water pulse confuses again. Hitting that twice in a row is only a 4% chance. My insanely good luck runs out though when he breaks through the confusion and knocks me out with a shockwave. On another attempt, I find that I can actually survive a single shockwave, but Raichu using the double team Thunder Wave Super Potion combo beforehand killed any chance I had of winning. On attempt number 3, I get a water pulse confuse on turn 1, and Raichu hits himself, bringing it to KO range. Surge, in all of his infinite wisdom, decides the confusion is more of a priority and uses a full heal instead of a super potion, giving me the win. He hands over Shockwave, which strangely Starmie can't learn, even though it can learn Thunder and Thunderbolt later. With 3 badges in my belt, I head over to Rock Tunnel. Most of the trainers in here aren't an issue since they mostly use rock types. Mostly. However, there's one picnicker in here who just happens to have a Bulbasaur, and just like Carbs, she only takes me out because of a Sleep Powder Razor Leaf combo. Try number 2 doesn't go her way though, since Bulbasaur uses Razor Leaf first instead of Sleep Powder, and I'm able to take it out with 2 Swifts. After readjusting my eyes to the daylight, I rush over to the Celadon department store. Okay, full disclosure, it had been a hot minute since I've played FireRed, and I actually came here trying to buy the TMs for Blizzard and Thunder and got completely confused when I couldn't find them. I actually had to look it up and finally realized that I was mixing up Celadon with Lilyco from Ruby and Sapphire. Oh well, time to take on the Rocket HQ. I didn't expect to have much trouble from Giovanni, and for the most part, I was right. I only lose on my first try because Kangaskhan is able to tank 3 water pulses, tail whip me twice, break through confusion, and crit me with a Mega Punch. The stars aligned for Giovanni this day. On attempt number 2, Onyx gets one shot. Kangaskhan has Bite, which is super effective, but it's actually doing less damage than Mega Punch because of its horrendous special attack stat. I just keep my HP up with Recover and one-shot Rhyhorn with a Water Pulse. With the Silph Scope in hand, I head over to Lavender Town and find Carbs in the Pokemon Tower. Man, Carbs really are in everything. Same old story here, Sleep Powder, Razor Leaf, crit, blah blah blah. After losing a few more times, it occurs to me that I'm an idiot. I already have access to Saffron City. I rush over, grab the tea, pilfer the Psychic TM, and get my vacuum cleaner ready. I one-shot Pidgeotto, I one-shot Ivysaur, but Gyarados is a tanky boy and survives the Psychic even being 8 levels below me. Okay, so it might not be a true sweep, but it still feels good seeing Growlithe and Kadabra both get wrecked by Water Pulse. The rest of Pokemon Tower is a joke. The Channelers and Rocket members all get dominated thanks to Psychic. I hit 33 and unlock the only move I'll ever learn via level up, Confuse Ray. I delete Swift since I don't really think I need it anymore, and my attack isn't that great anyways. With the Pokeflute safely in my pocket, I could wake up Snorlax, but I think I'd rather go put Erica to sleep. This is such a great example of why Starmie is my favorite. Erica, who by all rights should counter me, instead gets completely swept by Psychic. You know who else is weak to Psychic? Poison. So let's head down to Fuchsia City, cause why not? I come so close to completely sweeping Koga too, taking out Grimer, Coughing, and Wheezing, but his Muck manages to tank a single Psychic. I grab Surf from the Savari Zone while I'm here, but I don't want to get rid of Water Pulse just yet. It might come in handy later. I could technically head over to Cinnabar Island and take down Blaine, but I might as well get some extra levels from Sylph Company first. Jumping right to the rival battle, I take out his Pidgeot with the Psychic Water Pulse Wombo combo. I don't quite one-shot Venusaur, but it wastes its one and only turn on Sweet Scent. Thanks for throwing the match, dude. Gyarados has Dragon Rage, which could be an issue, but I have enough HP for Recover to counter it. Growlithe might as well not even be here, but his Alakazam has Calm Mind, which is a little scary. Instead of attacking though, it uses Future Sight and I get the win without taking any damage. Giovanni is up next and isn't much trouble. Nidorino gets one shot, Beetle Queen needs 2 Psychics and thankfully doesn't get a Body Slam Paralyze. Kangaskhan once again proving to be a super tank, surviving 2 Psychics with that magic pixel. Poor Rhyhorn is the only one that's left, and I almost feel bad. Almost. With Team Rocket out of the way, it's time to finally take out Miss Cleo. Real talk for a second, I used to hate this gym. Even with a walkthrough, I would always get lost. However, Pokemon pro tip of the day, if you literally just walk up or down every time, not only will you skip every single trainer, you'll eventually reach Sabrina. Kadabra starts off with Calm Mind, but isn't able to capitalize, getting 2-shot by Water Pulse. Venomoth ironically gets wrecked by Psychic, why does Sabrina even have this thing? Mr. Mime isn't too much of a threat, even with Calm Mind, but Sabrina is bound and determined to keep this thing alive. She blows through 2 hyper potions and a full heal, which is fine by me. I'd much rather her use them on this instead of Alakazam. Speaking of Alakazam, it starts out with Calm Mind, which I'm not a fan of. I still outspeed though, and I managed to get a confusion with Water Pulse. Alakazam hits itself, and since she wasted all of her hyper potions, it's taken out on the next turn. This is a perfect example of why I didn't want to erase Water Pulse for Surf yet. I head down to Cinnabar Island from Pallet Town and head into the Pokemon Mansion. I make sure to grab Blizzard while I'm in here, because I definitely need it later. I'm pretty sure you can all figure out how Blaine is going to go. Even using Water Pulse, I one-shot Growlithe, confuse Arcanine and it hits itself, and one-shot Ponyta. Rapidash also survives Water Pulse, and even though Blaine hopelessly forces 2 hyper potions and a full heal down its throat, it doesn't stop me from securing the Volcano badge. Now, you might be thinking that since I have type advantage, Giovanni would be a walk in the park. Well, let me tell you, you would be absolutely right. I sweep his entire team. Rhyhorn, dead. Dugtrio, super dead. Nidoqueen, hyper dead. Nidoking, muerto. Rhyhorn number 2, omae wa mo shinderu. NANI? Only one thing stands between me and the Elite Four now. That's right, everybody. It's goddamn carbs. Pidgeot is barely worth mentioning. It gets in a wing attack, but I take it down with a classic Psychic Water Pulse combo. I get a crit Psychic on Venusaur, which I'm not sure if I needed to one-shot, but I'll take it. Gyarados once again needs 3 Psychics, but I use this opportunity to heal up, and it misses the final Hydro Pump, leaving me at full HP for Alakazam. Sure, he technically has Growlithe, but who cares? Alakazam tries to set up Calm Mind, but a crit Water Pulse shuts that down real quick. You can actually make it through Victory Road without facing a single trainer. So all that's left now is the Elite Four. But first, I need to make a quick detour to the power plant for the Thunder TM. I'll definitely need it for Lorelei. I delete Confuse Ray, which I don't think I've even used a single time. I head into the Elite Four at level 46 just to see how I'll do. I get a crit Thunder on Dugong, so we're off to a good start, I guess. Lapras comes out next though and knocks me down a peg. I land a Thunder which doesn't even do half. Lapras's first Body Slam paralyzes me and I'm unable to move 2 times in a row. On the next attempt, Lapras and I paralyze each other. Lapras is able to attack through it, but I'm not so lucky. Attempt number 3 goes almost exactly the same. After 2 Thunders, Lorelei pops a full restore, and we paralyze each other again. I'm able to use Recover once, but then I'm unable to move twice in a row again. I cannot believe how bad my luck is. I don't think Lapras lost a single turn to paralyze, meanwhile I've lost like 4 or 5. In any case, needing 3 Thunders to knock out Lapras just ain't gonna cut it. I used the 4 rare candies I'd picked up along the way to bring me up to level 50. With that extra oomph, Thunder is now doing more than half, but this makes the Citrus Berry pop, so Lorelei will still get off at least 1 full restore. I need at least 5 Thunders, and giving that many turns to Lapras is the worst. Between Body Slam paralysis, Confuse Ray, and Thunder having a chance to miss, getting past Lapras is basically a coin toss. After many more attempts, I finally managed to get a clean KO on Lapras, not missing any Thunders and avoiding paralyze. I move on to Cloyster still confused, but I snap out first turn. Since it has terrible special defense, I use Water Pulse hoping to bait out another full restore, but Lorelei doesn't cooperate. I missed my first Thunder on Slowbro, which is the worst because now it gets a free Amnesia turn. I honestly thought this was going to be a reset, but my next Thunder happens to be a crit and takes out Slowbro in 1 shot. Jinx is all that's left, and it is extremely annoying. It doesn't do much damage, but it is constantly putting me to sleep with Lovely Kiss. I almost lost twice, but both times I was able to wake up and use Recover at the last second. After she uses 1 more full restore and I use a few more Water Pulses, I finally get my first Lorelei victory. Now Bruno I'm not even worried about. Onix gets demolished, Hitmonchan survives a Psychic and gets a Rock Tomb speed drop on me. Bruno pops a full restore, but since I used Water Pulse, I'm able to knock it out with another Psychic. Because of Rock Tomb, Hitmonlee outspeeds me but misses Mega Kick. It survives a Psychic but misses Mega Kick again. This is karma for how many times Body Slam paralyzed me. The second Onix is like the buzzing of flies to me. Machamp tanks a Psychic and gets another Rock Tomb speed drop. Because of this, Machamp is able to get in one final cross chop, but it's not enough to keep me from winning. Now, Agatha I am worried about, and this is where I messed up. I finally swap out Water Pulse for Surf, but I forgot to use an Ether and only have 4 Psychics left. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that I one-shot the first Gengar though. I have 1 Thunder left over from Lorelei, and I try to use it on Golbat, but of course it misses. I switch to Surf, but Golbat's Confuse Ray has me hitting myself. I snap out pretty quick, heal up from bite damage, and take out Golbat with a couple of Surfs. Arbok is up next, and Surf is doing half damage, but naturally, the very first Sludge Bomb poisons me. I swear, in this game, a 30% chance for the AI might as well be 100%. Recover just can't keep up with Arbok's attacks combined with the poison damage. My only hope now is to sweep the rest of her team. Arbok goes down to 1 more Surf, and the moment of truth, I use Psychic on Gengar, and it just barely survives, taking me out with a Sludge Bomb. After this loss, I realize that I'm relying way too much on luck when I really don't need to. Just a couple more levels would more than do the trick. I fight a few of the trainers I skipped on Victory Road and hit level 48. I also go and collect a bunch of the rare candies I had skipped, bringing my final level up to 59. Even with these extra levels, Dugong just barely survives a Thunder, but it brings it into healing range, forcing Lorelei to waste a full restore. Lapras is up next and is now way more consistent. Thunder is a 2-shot even with the Citrus Berry, and it never drops down to full restore range. I use Cloyster to heal up and then take it out with a single Psychic. Slowbro is also a 1-shot with Thunder, but it did take a tiny bit of damage from Cloyster's Hail, so I'm not sure if that mattered. Jinx is just as annoying as ever with Lovely Kiss, but as soon as I wake up, or that crit will cause me to die. Cool. Okay, getting back to Jinx only took 1 try. I use Thunder this time and get a Paralyze. I switch to Water Pulse, which is doing about the same damage. Lorelei pops her last full restore, but I get in 2 Water Pulses before Lovely Kiss puts me to sleep again. Jinx gets another crit while I'm sleeping, but this time I wake up well in advance and take down Lorelei again. Suffice it to say, Bruno doesn't stand a chance now. With Hitmonchan getting 1-shot, I don't get a speed drop and sweep his entire team without taking any damage. Moving on to Agatha, I'm not taking any chances, and this time I remember to use an Ether. Now that I'm coming fully loaded with Psychics, I sweep her entire team too, even the stronger Gengar. Before I challenge Lance, I make sure to trade out Thunder for Blizzard and finally erase Water Pulse for Surf. Lance starts out with the Gyarados. Sure, it's true that Thunder would have been nice here, but 2 Psychics get the job done just as well, and I'm way more concerned with Lance's actual dragons. Dragonair 1, 1-shot by Blizzard. Dragonair 2, 1-shot by Blizzard. Dragonite, quad weakness, so definitely 1-shot by Blizzard. Aerodactyl is all that's left, and a single Surf is all I need. Only 1 fight remains. Can I finally conquer the one true evil of this world, Carbohydrates? Let's find out. Pidgeot is taken down by a single Blizzard, and I'm not sure why, but he sends out Arcanine next. I guess he just wants me to hit level 62 before facing Venusaur. I decide to end this quick with a Blizzard, which misses. Okay, he's taking in Sunlight, so hopefully Blizzard can 1-shot. Are you kidding me? 2 Blizzard misses in a row? That's only a 9% chance of happening. Why does the universe hate me? Okay, so I reset and get past the Elite Four again without any issue. It's rematch time with the champion. Pidgeot and Arcanine are both 1-shots again. This time I decide to not tempt fate and just use Psychic instead of Blizzard on Venusaur. It just barely survives, but wastes the turn using Growth. Carbs uses 2 full restores in desperation, but since I outspeed, Venusaur won't get another attack in before going down. I hit Gyarados with 2 Psychics, and he hits me with Dragon Rage twice. In response to another full restore, I also elect to heal up with Recover. Gyarados uses Thrash, which barely does more damage than Dragon Rage. Once it becomes confused, I choose to take it out instead of healing, which may have been a bad choice. Alakazam comes out next, but luckily I outspeed and I'm able to get Recover off. Alakazam uses Reflect, which was the best case scenario. I get ready to use Surf twice, but a lucky crit knocks it out in 1 hit. That's it. That's GG. All he has left is Rhydon, and we all know how that goes. My first official Pokemon challenge has come to an end, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it. This is the first time I've had the chance to exclusively use my favorite Pokemon all the way through an entire run. And, okay, it may not have been the most difficult thing in the world, but considering how grueling my last challenge video was, I definitely needed to do something a little bit more relaxed this time around. That being said, I truly hope you all enjoyed watching. If you made it this far, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I have more challenges on the way, but let me know down in the comments which Pokemon challenge you'd like to see next. Hope to see you all again soon, but until then, thanks for watching.